Welcome to internetcityliveradio.com. This is the fucking Joe Kush Rock Show, and every night or every Thursday night, I try to rock out with my swag out. Last week I took a break. You know, Joe had to just take a break, man. He just needed a break. That's all it was. I had to go to the Godsmack tour concert, and
it happens.
You know, that's where all my money went. By the way. Anyways, night out with Millennials. We should be having the councilman coming in today. Benito Arios, right? Did I say it right? Barrios. Man, I'm going to say it from the hood. Barrios.
Okay.
Barrios.
That's close enough.
Yeah, he's saying it more. I'm saying it from neighborhood-wise. So we got Dylan on the right. We got Nicole on the left tonight.
What's up, guys?
We'll be battling with the councilman tonight. Should be some interesting things. Yeah, we're battling.
That's what you want to call it.
I'm going to say some damn questions from my Facebook page that I was doing earlier today. So when he gets in, I'm going to ask him some of those questions as well. But before we begin, I like to kick it off with some fucking music. And because Godsmack fucking brought the house down with Shine Down last week, here's some Godsmack, Where Legends Rise.
Legs are tied, these hands are broken. Alone I try, with words unspoken. Silent cry, a breath is frozen. With blinded eyes, I fear myself. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, a mile wide. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Throat is dry, my vision's fading. I'm paralyzed and left here waiting, taking time. Just one step forward, won't lose my mind. I'm here to stay. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, a mile wide. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Whoa. Do something about it or just stand there and bleed. It's burning down, it's burning high. When ashes fall, the legends rise. We burn it out, a mile wide. When ashes fall, the legends rise. Whoa. Legends rise. 'Cause it's about to get heavy. It's about to be on. Yeah, banging, slinging napalm. So nobody move. 'Cause I was sent to warn you. The devil's in the next room. The silence, the blinding ultraviolence, knocking at your door, pacing back and forth. What now? The whispers and the screams, the stereotypical violent ritual vicious end of scene. So now you pack your bags, the party's such a drag, and everyone can tell that you're poisoning the well. But there are no mistakes, except what you create. You need to know your place. 'Cause it's about to get heavy. It's about to be on. Yeah, banging, slinging napalm. So nobody move. 'Cause I was sent to warn you. The devil's in the next room.
Hi, everybody. We're back.
Hello.
I heard you missed us. Anyways, you're tuning in. This is internetcityliveradio.com. I was doing a skit earlier, and I forgot the fucking .com. See what happens when you take a fucking week off? You forget shit.
.com.
Right? I was like, I forgot the .com.
.com.
Say it with
baby.
me. Com. There you go.
.com.
This is the Joe Kush Rock Show. internetcityliveradio.com. And we're still waiting on the councilman. He's coming in today, right? Am I not mistaken? He's going to be with us tonight? He just called. He's is Joe Kush still cussing? I'm not coming on.
I can't do it. I can't.
I can't do it. I can't let him see me sweat like that. He's probably watching going, fuck Joe Kush. Anyways, you went on a trip, right? Did you go on? You went on vacation. I think you went across the seas, or you haven't done that yet?
Well, no, I haven't done it yet.
What?
Yeah, I have that in.
That's false advertising.
In 2 weeks.
Fake news right there.
Fake news.
I went to Atlanta for business before.
Oh,
So
okay.
I did.
Business or
I was-
pleasure?
Did you mix pleasure with business?
No.
He's like, wait a minute, my boyfriend's watching. I can't see them.
No.
No comment.
I had a couple beers. I guess it's pleasure. That's about
I had
it.
a
See, I'm
brew.
going to San Diego next weekend for a wedding.
Oh yeah, he's going to Diego this weekend.
I'm gonna get fucked up.
Get fucked up. Everybody's watching.
Margaritas on the pool. Sorry, mom, but fucking drinking
Sorry, Mom.
margaritas.
Oh, if mom's watching, I'm not gonna call him a stoner.
I know she knows. She's just
Like,
cool with it.
Joe, stop calling my son a stoner.
She actually hit me up for some weed. So it's
No,
like-
this, mom's a stoner too. Yeah, you rock, mom.
So I got cancer. Give me some weed. I was like, all right.
Hell
well,
yeah.
no.
You know, now that you mentioned the cancer thing, I've been seeing a lot of posts with people with cancer, and you know, everybody's starting to run to the CBD thing. And
CBD is a big thing.
yeah,
now,
it's
dude.
like
Yeah.
that's like they're getting to the point where CBD's selling more than just regular weed is.
Yeah.
So that goes to show you how many people are actually sick out there.
Because
you know?
people are looking for like CBD. It doesn't just get you high. It heals like back pain, headaches, all that.
You know
shit,
what? I found out that
arthritis.
dabbing is actually bad for you.
It is.
I would
No.
imagine.
I didn't know that.
I
till-
met a guy who went to the hospital. He was all about taking the wax dabs and all that, and his insides were all fucked from that.
Yeah,
shit.
exactly.
That's why I kind of cut down from all that.
Yeah, I
shit.
stopped
like,
the dabbing myself.
Yeah,
I've
no,
heard
it's really bad for you.
Because they use the butane and whatnot.
Yeah, they have no studies on the butane. You're sitting there inhaling butane and all that.
It's like you're
whatever
fucking
else,
sitting
yeah.
there on a fucking car exhaust and just
No,
fucking
straight up,
inhaling
no.
that shit.
That's you're better off just hitting the greens, guys.
Yeah, I stick to the sticky greens and
Stick to the roots.
other sticky stuff.
Stick to the sticky icky. It's better for you.
The code's right here. Well, wait a minute. This is a Joe Kush Rock Show. We can be ourselves. I like pussy.
Fucking weed and pussy.
There it is
Love
right there.
it.
Weed and
There's
pussy, they
nothing
go together.
wrong with that.
Right? If weed makes me horny, I'm sure it does the same for you.
I fucking do. Weed makes me everything.
Right?
Damn it.
It's
Weed
all the
makes
above.
me everything.
All the
Get
above.
the checklist out, dude. Weed fucking makes me all of it.
Now, if you guys didn't see the Godsmack concert last week, they threw a fucking kick-ass show. Fucking Solly fucking blew my head off.
Oh,
I've
wish I
seen
was
him 3 different times with Rob Zombie, and I also seen him with Metallica at the Forum way back in the days, and they were kicking ass.
You're a
And
fucking legend, dude.
yeah, and Shine Down, fucking, I've seen them. I saw them too the last time. They're always touring with Godsmack, but for the most part, I actually was zoned in and watching them this time, and I was really impressed with Shine Down. They threw a good show.
Because Shinedown's badass.
Yeah, Shinedown is badass. I like Shinedown stuff. And Godsmack's new album, even though it's a little bit more different, they said they were going to commercialize it a little bit, but still trying to keep the old fans and versus getting newer, the younger generation on board with it. And the new album I bought, it sounded pretty sick. I liked it. Some of the old school guys weren't feeling it, but you have to understand, hey, it's the same thing with age. When you're a kid, you act like a kid. As you get older, you change and develop and mature in a certain way, whether you're a mature kid or...
Well, you got to stick with the new generations. Like,
Yeah.
This is the old generation music, but this is what the new kids like. So
Yeah, so they're just
Yeah, they just
but
gotta-
their development
you gotta
sounded
stick
good.
with the new shit. Yeah.
I liked it.
Yeah.
I was impressed by it. I liked the new stuff. I was feeling it. And for those of you that haven't heard it yet, go out and check it out. When Legends Rise, man, and let the talking do for you. But
Non-sponsored.
yeah.
Non-sponsored.
This is Joe Kush Rock Show. If Godsmack's watching, which you probably ain't, but
Hey,
eventually I might have your ass watching.
hook us up, guys.
Right?
We're working towards that direction,
We're promoting
though.
you. Hook us up.
Right? We're promoting. We're getting
I'm
that
going to
way.
be here. I will definitely be here. Any band that comes on, I will
Right?
be here.
So tonight we got the councilman. Hopefully he'll be coming in pretty soon. But until then, we'll keep you entertained. So for the most part, how you been doing? Because you missed last month's show.
I did, dude. I'm good. Same shit, different day. Just working, living, loving
Working,
life.
living.
You know what I mean?
Hey, how's your sex life going?
Dude, you don't want to know.
Can you talk
dude.
about it, or
You don't want to know.
Is it
dude.
that bad or that good?
Dude, I came home one day and I had beard crabs, so let's just stop there.
Beard
No, I'm just kidding. I went deep sea fishing. I went too deep. You know what I mean?
Yeah, too
Like,
deep.
I'm just kidding.
He was testing the love.
I was, man. I didn't have a fishing license. I went too deep, and came home with some fucking. I'm just kidding.
I put that on my Facebook too
Did you?
earlier today. That because I have almost 5,000 people on my personal Facebook page, and I add on there how many people out of the 4,000 such and such people on my thing actually are having sex nowadays, and it was almost like a call out.
How many of them admitted to?
She didn't write on
STDs?
there, so Nicole's not having sex.
I am too. Trust me.
We'll fix that later. Don't worry about
Dylan
that.
didn't write on there either. He was having crab sex.
Yeah, well, like I said, I went deep sea fishing. I brought some crabs home. I
He's
don't
like,
want to talk
"What
about
the
it.
fuck?" Did you have to shave?
I did. I shaved everything except the beard. I kept the beard.
He's like, I ain't letting it go.
Yeah, I went to the
Fuck
doctor,
that.
gave me some pills, it went away. We're fucking cool, dude. Don't even worry about it.
I'm trying to think if I ever had crabs.
the fuck?
I haven't had mice.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, guys. Never had crabs. Maybe once. Didn't know about it. Doesn't matter. That was
What?
years ago.
He's like, wait a minute, I fucked up. I shouldn't have said
Wait a
that.
minute.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
Back to bus
Hey,
up.
can we delete this?
It was fake news.
Can we delete this? Just start over. I'm just kidding.
Uh-oh, we got the councilman coming in. He's going to be with us in a minute.
Oh, man.
He just showed up.
Yay.
We had a knock on the door, and the councilman showed up. Did you come solo today? Yeah, I did. Oh, all right. Cool. No, right. Yeah, that's what I heard. They said the Joe Kush show was just a little too aggressive for us.
What's up, man?
Which I don't blame him. Yeah, same here, man.
Man, he looked yoked out on the camera, dude. Fuck.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, dude. What kind of regimen you on, dude? You're looking fly.
I'm about to get jacked.
Give me your guy's name. I want some of that.
Right. So I'm sorry about last week. I didn't come in, but you know what? I'm making up for it now. We're back here. Great show next week. Hopefully, setting up something with the veterans again. And then hopefully after that, we'll be getting to the more adult entertaining world. I'm trying to bring in here. And then also want to do another ladies' night out because I haven't done one in a minute. And Probably because it is a bitch trying to get motherfuckers on this show sometimes, you know. It is, how do I put it?
A bitch.
It's just, yeah, it's a bitch.
You know, bitches get the flu and they bitch out on you.
yeah,
you
you
know,
know,
what I
I'm
mean?
like, fuck, come on.
You know, like me a couple
Dylan.
weeks ago. You know,
But once I get them on, they don't regret that they came on. They love it. They're
you know,
like, yeah,
I might have got
bitching.
sick a couple weeks ago and bitched out, but you know, shit happens.
It does.
I'm
it
here
does.
now, motherfuckers.
It does.
Bitch mints. No.
Bitch Mitch.
What you talking about, Nicole?
So when's the last time you had sex? Since you didn't write on my page. So I'm going to just go there.
Like
Because you know
last
Joe
week?
Kush is direct.
The week before last week? I don't know.
A week?
A week? That's fucking weak.
I was going on a week. Fuck. I said
Hey,
fuck.
hey.
Well,
Women's got issues.
Wait a minute.
You should have said like, yeah, well, there's a fucking thing called fucking. I'm not even gonna say.
well, let me ask you guys this.
Okay,
because
if, you,
this
if
is
you're
what I was
counting on
told.
that, then no, it was like maybe a couple days ago.
Well, I mean, I was gonna say butt sex. You know, you're bleeding from one end.
Let me
there's
ask you this:
fucking-
is masturbation considered sex? Because if it is, then I have sex every day.
I think it counts as half a point.
It's half a fucking
You know
star.
what I
Huh?
mean?
It's
Yeah,
half
it's
a
half a
point.
point. You
It's
know,
half a
so it's
star.
like,
Half a star.
you know, you jack off twice a week. That's you asked me, hey,
No, I
you
can't
had
do.
sex?
I gotta fucking do every day, man.
Oh, at least 3 times a day.
I do it
yeah.
even at
How do you
night,
not get like
man.
fucking rug burn? Like,
Well, there's such thing as called
I think
lube.
I got some calluses.
Yeah, there's such thing as called lube, and you know our hands are fucking used to it since we were 12 years old.
I like
so-
skin tight.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like,
That shit lit.
you're not a
black.
dude, Nicole. You don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. How is
Sorry.
it for a woman? Because I'm not a woman, so for how is it for a woman? I mean, for us, it's very.
It's simple.
Yeah,
it
you know.
depends, because I know women who do it just the same as men do, but
Do
then
you-
at the same time,
Do you have
like
to
I know women
spit?
who
Do you have
don't.
to spit on your fingers first,
or is a vibrator better?
Okay.
She's all. First of all, I don't
Wait,
use a
hang on.
vibrator.
Well,
Okay,
I
back
mean,
that
just-
shit up.
you know.
Rewind. Woo!
We're us dudes are being truthful. We're letting you know what's up. You let
Yeah,
us
and
know
Nicole
what's
can
up.
hang with the dudes, man.
Oh,
She
let us
fucking
know.
she
you don't
gives
really
it just
need
as
to
she
spit
takes
on
it.
it. It gets wet on its own. You don't need that.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
she's
mean,
like, I'm not an old lady. Shit, what the fuck?
there's you know even though it gets wet in stone, I always do a courtesy spit.
Remember on Superbad? He's all,
Yeah.
dude, they're not fucking old ladies, man. Fucking, they're
Exactly,
good to
right.
go,
Oh, you
man.
always, it doesn't matter how wet they get. You always courtesy spit that shit.
Courtesy
Always.
spit.
I give a courtesy lick.
Lick and or spit.
Like the song
Same
says,
thing.
you got to lick it before you kick it.
Yeah, and or lick or spit and or.
I mean, she could do a courtesy lick too. Yeah, that's good.
69, fuck it.
Yeah,
Everybody else, everybody's
that's
happy.
my favorite.
we go to self checkout. We both leave with a smile, for the most part.
For
But,
the most part.
Yeah, you know.
Quit dodging the question, Nicole. Answer.
Yeah.
Wait, what was the question? I answered
About
both of them.
I don't know.
masturbation, I think
I
it
don't
was.
remember.
Do you use vibrator or hand?
What gets you off
It
more?
depends.
Depends on the mood
What,
or the
what
night.
do you
Depends on the mood.
what do you prefer? Like, does
It
the
depends.
does the middle
just
finger
depends.
does the middle finger on the top of it do it, or like do you
I like
prefer?
when you're like asking me. Like,
We're
No,
getting
I
deep
mean-
and
You're like,
personal
Well, I'm
here.
just saying, or does like the vibrator just is the quick, easy way to just
yeah, pretty much.
quick one and done with the vibrator? Okay. All right.
Quickie. I just pull out this fucking tab right here and go on fucking Pornhub.com.
Oh, dude, Pornhub, lesbian butt lickers. Dude,
You know what I
you're
mean?
fucking done.
Lesbian butt.
like fucking 5 pumps and I'm out of there.
I didn't mean want to get into details with the fucking lesbian
Woohoo!
fucking butt stuff.
Joe
but,
Kush got his
The
rocks off.
lesbian butt.
That's why I
stuff.
masturbate 3 times a day because 5 seconds on that
3
one.
times a day. That's
10
it.
seconds. By the
Oh,
time I get to the
man.
third one, I can at least go a couple minutes.
Us young guys, dude. I have to do it at least 3 times before work. You know what I mean?
Right? That's how I run. That's why I'm always at work, fucking always happy.
I'm just kidding.
Like, why are you so happy?
At least twice in the morning, not 3. Twice.
Set my
come
people
on.
free, motherfucker.
Let people free. Be free.
You know what I mean?
Reparations.
Now, for all you out there that are going, fucking Joe Kush is too much, man, he masturbate. Hey, don't be afraid to say it, man. Fuck.
Hey, dude.
Even the doctors will tell you it's fucking okay.
healthy.
It's healthy for you.
YOLO. You only live once.
That frown will
motherfuckers.
turn upside down and you'll be smiling. If you don't want to smoke weed, fucking jack off.
Yeah.
You know what I
fuck it.
mean? That's the second alternative to bring
Fucking
happiness
fuck
to your
'em.
life.
That's the motto. Fuck
To
it and
bring
fuck 'em.
happiness to your life.
Right? Picture the girl you've been always wanting, man. You say you got her. You know, you just fucking fantasize.
Dude, just close your
Yeah,
eyes
I
and
had
you're
her.
fucking.
You can use
I
her in your
had her.
conversation. I've had her, dude.
Say, hey, did you ever
In
fuck?
all kinds of ways.
Hey, did you ever fuck Rebecca? Oh, dude, 1,000,000 times. Hell yeah, I did.
Becca's watching going, fuck no, he didn't.
Becca, I'm just kidding. Your real name's Megan, but Becca, I'm sorry.
We're changing the names to protect the innocent.
I mean, Becca, that's not your real name. I mean, Shanae. Sorry.
Too late. We gave her up.
Fuck. Hope she's not watching.
Winter.
Right?
Winter is coming. Is it too late to
Oh,
change
yeah.
the subject?
How do you like the subject on the weather right now?
Dude, fuck the heat, dude. I'll tell
You
you
know,
that
where we
much.
live, it's all humid up there.
Dude, I'm telling you,
Hey,
I'm missing.
I was just in Atlanta. It is not humid.
How's
It
Atlanta?
is not. It's so fucking ridiculous. Like So it was weird because it was like I was expecting it to be kind of like hot and sticky when it was raining because it rained the whole fucking week. But like it was hot the first day and it didn't rain, and it was just like
It was
you're
hot,
just sticky,
sticky,
like,
sweet.
It didn't. It was.
No sex that day.
You know what I'm getting at?
It was like literally, you're like doing this thing the whole time, just trying to get like some air.
Dude, I'm telling you, I'm missing Big Bear weather right now.
I
Does
bet.
it stay cool all year long?
Well, Big Bear summers get hot. Like they've gotten
They're
up
closer
to like
the sun.
they've gotten.
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know
sure
if that
too.
means anything, but no, they've gotten close to like 100 degrees.
No way.
But it's to the point where like it gets humid there, but the fact there's just so many trees and there's
Everything
shade,
stays cool and
Yeah,
stuff.
there's
huh?
shade, so like you get hot, but you go to your porch, smoke a cigarette, bowl or whatever you do,
You don't have to whisper. You can talk. It's the Joe Kush show,
I mean,
man.
smoke a fucking J, smoke a fucking motherfucking blunt,
Right?
but I don't know, it doesn't get as hot as it does in the desert up there. It gets hot
Yeah.
up there, but it's like I think that the trees and the shade makes it like seem like it's not as hot. You know what I mean? Like I'm telling you, these past couple months I've been sitting there and be like, they better open a fucking Home Depot and the fucking Big Bear because I'm transferring there.
You know it's fucked up because the weather's so bad like that. People aren't having sex
Yeah.
unless you got your AC on and fucking it's worth like $500 for the
Well,
night.
I'm
to have
down.
that
I'm
sex.
down to fucking sweat it out.
Right?
I
You're
don't
like
give a fuck.
just put your hand here.
You
and
just go. You just go to your
just get,
car.
that's as far as you can
You-
get.
Or you
but
go
you
in the
still do it.
shower.
You go to your car, roll down the windows, hope a breeze comes through, and you're fucking golden. You know what I mean?
This is what the younger generation has to do. Me,
Well,
I'm going in the
about-
house. I'm plowing.
The car all the
how's it
way.
going? Dude,
Yeah.
yeah, thank you, Nicole.
I used to do it in the car when I was younger, though. I mean, yeah, when back in the
When you were
Sometimes that was the
younger?
only place you
yeah,
could.
back in the days.
When
you
you were
know.
When you were
younger?
younger?
Yeah, when I
You
was
still
younger.
don't do it? Get some nostalgia. Make
I
you
did
feel
it. I did it in the back of a '67 Mustang
Nice.
when?
back in '90.
Back in the
A week and a half ago.
Is my
No.
ex-wife
back
watching?
before I was born.
Back when I had a side bitch back then.
No, I'm telling you, dude. In the car, dude. I don't know, dude. It's like,
It's a little harder. I couldn't do it now at my size.
Oh,
Back
yeah,
then
no,
I was
dude,
a lot
I-
smaller.
You're like a fucking pit bull. You
Yeah,
would be able to do that
I
shit.
fucking.
Oh, no, dude,
I
I
need
get-
like
I
a
get-
Cadillac to get
oh,
back
dude, I
there.
get cramps in my upper thighs and shit. To where I'm like, oh, fuck, okay, we need to go outside and fucking stretch this shit out first.
I need to be in an old like '78 Thunderbird. Those things were like
No,
boats.
is it Novas?
They were boats,
A
dude.
Nova?
The Novas the back seats used to fold down into beds. That's why in the 70s, you had a Nova. The parents would be like, nope, you're not dating that guy. He has a Nova because the back seat used to fold down all the way to a bed.
No way.
No way.
I swear,
I had a Nova. Like,
No, no.
She didn't even know about it.
No,
well, we didn't drive.
No, I had a high school teacher. I think it was 8th grade or 7th grade or 9th grade. I don't know if I know. I was stoned all through high school. I don't remember. But
I was too.
his name was Joe Bradley. He had a 76 Nova, and he told us a story. He's all, if you grew up in high school in the 70s and you had a Nova, the parents would not let you take the girls out because the back seat would straight fold down completely flat. It was basically a bed. And he said if you had that, you couldn't take a girl out. You know.
Really?
We took a field trip one time to where we all hopped in his car and took to the lake and went fishing, and he showed us how it folds down all the way, completely like a bed, almost like an RV. It folds down. It's fucking Big Bear, motherfuckers. Small town.
I banged in a van.
Where did the
Dude.
Batman touch you, Dylan?
There was plenty of room.
My beehole.
Right.
No,
in
Mr.
it.
Bradley was
Right in
cool.
it.
He fucking no. Tell you what, you guys want to hear some fucking stories? I'll fucking tell you some stories.
Don't forget, Mom's watching.
Mom, I love you. Joe Bradley was kind to me.
Joe Bradley was kind of mean. That's crazy. It's
Oh,
funny when you
shit.
see the old movies from like the '80s, how teachers were fucking dating their students and shit.
Dude, I see things on the internet where it's like, oh, this teacher had sex with this student. I'm like, what the fuck did that happen when I was in 8th grade? Like, that teacher's hot as
And
fuck.
they were banging back then in my
Yeah.
times as well
And
as
it's like,
your
why
times.
did
It's
that
just-
kid rat her out? It's usually the kids are like, yeah, this teacher sucked my dick, and then it's like, what do you
I
get?
know. Why
What
would
the-
you rat yourself? I'm like, dude, keep hitting.
I had some hot teachers in high school, and I'm like, dude, if she came on to me, I would not tell a soul. I would keep that a secret for fucking 40 years.
Not me. Fucking mine were old cronies. There were too many stretch marks there. I ain't going there.
Oh shit.
Ew. Got a gilf.
Exactly. I'd be like,
Nicole, you might want to leave the show while me and Joe just keep it going on. All right?
She said a gilf.
Dude,
Grandma, I don't want to fuck.
Okay, I was gonna say I have a story, but I might not want to tell it.
No, tell it.
All right.
Tell
You were,
it.
with you were with a gilf?
Dude,
No,
Yeah.
no.
I've been with one. It was cool.
I was maybe 23, 24. She was 50,
No.
50 something to 64.
But aren't they
No.
fucking freaks, though?
Dude, she fucking taught me shit.
Okay.
I would
Right?
have
At
learned
least
a
it wasn't
million
like
years.
80. Like, that's
No.
what it is.
You know what's
You're not
funny
gonna
is though
break her hip.
afterwards I found out she had a grandson older than me. Dude, she rocked my world though. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, they're fucking
Mom,
kinky, dude.
Brother, sister, Jessica, if you're watching, you were my manager. I was working at the restaurant. Yes, I picked her up after work. Sorry, but
my
you know I don't
God.
work there anymore, so it's cool. But yeah, she rocked my world.
I did one. I did when she was back in the day. She was 45, and I was in my 20s.
Yeah,
but
no.
she was hot. She had the boobs. She
Oh,
was all
dude.
hooked up.
Oh,
She was
dude, this
hooked
chick
up.
had fake tits. I
Yeah,
was
she had
22.
everything.
She was maybe 50. Dude, I'm telling you, she had a grandkid fucking older than me.
Yeah,
A
she had grandkids
grandkid.
too.
Oh, dude, but she rocked my world, dude. You kidding me, dude?
Oh yeah, she'd greet me with a smile when I walked through the door. She'd pull my pants down, and just start sucking my dick right
Oh,
there.
dude,
was loving it.
I learned the fucking the twister sex maneuver. I don't know if
The
you guys know that.
twister.
But it was like I had to do some muscle. I had to like throw her up and fucking it was wild.
It was
man.
like that movie, Mrs. Robinson. One of
Here's
those things.
to you, Mrs.
Yeah,
Robinson.
and that's
I
what that
swear to
song
God,
was
yeah,
all
I
about,
know.
that movie and
I
shit.
swear, she wouldn't let me leave until I sang that song. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
it
that's
was
true.
it was cool.
Yeah.
What about you? You had a what
Yeah,
would be a guy's version
A
of
dilf.
that?
Dad,
Dilf.
or,
You had a
or,
dilf? Dad, I like to fuck.
or a gilf. Grandpa, I'd
I've
like
never
to
been
fuck.
with anybody that was super old,
Do you
She's
want
all
to?
super old. What's super old?
like in their 50s or 60s.
Yeah. Well,
Do they
I
have
think it's
prunes
different.
for nuts?
I think it's
See,
different
it's
for
weird.
dudes. No, I think it's different for dudes. Like it's like dudes.
Eh,
got-
no. Okay, because if it's a girl and stuff, if they're old as fuck, they better be buying me some shit
Yeah,
or something.
but
I
no.
better have a fucking BMW and my nails better be pretty.
Yeah,
all the
but
fucking
like no,
time.
dudes.
Like,
Dudes get like a high five. I went up to Joe. I was like, "Hey, dude, I just got with a 6-year-old." I'd be like, "Hell yeah, motherfucker!" And then you
Yeah.
came up, and be like, "Hey, I got with a 50-year-old dude." Be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?" You know, like you fucking weirdo.
She's all, but he was sly, dude.
Is that
It was-
weird?
It was Stallone.
It's different.
Okay, it's okay
If
there.
a girl
okay.
if a girl sleeps with a lot of dude, oh slut. But a guy does it, it's like hell yeah,
like a
man.
fucking
Yeah, how
double
does that
standard.
work?
Motherfucker,
I
how-
don't
is that
understand
weird?
That
It's
is
weird.
weird.
It's
It
because
is.
it's a pocket. Like,
It's a pocket.
Hey, do that in front of
It's
the
a pizza
camera again.
pocket.
What is it?
it's a pocket.
You guys see that?
Not a hot. Is it a hot pocket?
Well,
is
it
it a
depends on
pi-
how many you got in there, because it could
Is it a
probably be
pizza pocket? Because I
stinky
can eat like
pocket.
20 pizza pockets in fucking
It's a
minute
pizza
in a
pocket.
city. So I'm just saying.
It's a pizza
I'm
pocket.
not gonna do the combination pizza pockets in a minute. You know what I mean?
Right. It's so that's always caught my attention that a guy's not considered a
weird?
whore if he sleeps with fucking 30
He's
women. But if
considered
chick
a
does
legend.
it, yeah, you know, it's weird. How is it now though? I mean, is it still like
It's
that?
just still like that.
Still like
It's still
that?
the same.
You know what? It's not as bad because, like we were saying before and stuff, like us women talk about shit like guys used to before. Like, I don't know how many times me and Ashley and stuff sit there and said, I would totally sit on that guy's face.
I think I've heard you guys say that.
Exactly.
I think I was the only one who was paying attention. I just ring.
I've talked to Ashley. I've heard it.
Yeah,
heard it.
she has no
I
problem.
know how many
speaking
you
her
want to
mind.
sit on my face. Like a million of you. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
You're killing me. The
It's like-
magnificent face blanket.
This glorious face blanket of mine? She's talking about my beard, guys.
Keep you comfort.
The glorious face blanket. I call it the French tickler. in case you're wondering.
We're gonna take a break, as we'll be back with the councilman. Now that he's here, we're gonna bring him on too, as afterwards. So I'm gonna go take me a smoke break because I gotta get ready for this shit.
Me too, dude. I don't even know.
It's gonna be fun, man. We didn't get to talk to him enough last time, but this time we will. Well, we'll leave it for him when he comes on. We'll ask him these questions when he gets in. But this is the Joe Kush Rock Show, Internet City Live. I got the Millennials here with me. We'll be right back with the councilman of San Bernardino. See you in a minute.
And so the story's told of a hardy group of men. It's a tale of their triumphs and their woes. Being raised in melee's ancient, where the modern workers struggle, that inspires men to stand up for their rights. And should we fall down by the wayside in this ever-changing world, we can look back to these heroes of our past, who with a staunch determination and ferocious iron will, no tyranny would quell them in their task. It's an age-old situation with a never-present message that time and tide waiteth for no man. So without fear of confrontation or the consequence of all commits for freedom and for happiness they toil. And looking to the future we can see a better place. of their fortitude and single-minded strength, they cleared the way for the people of today. So when we think back to our ancestors, respectfully we hark and thank the man who sung and broke the chain. It's a long road up ahead of us, let's forge on our song and leave a mark of honor once again. So come on, rally round, this band rallying cause with tradition, pride, and honor at its core. Swords on to defense to these noble-hearted men, fuck up all them the way before. So come on, rally round, this band rallying cause with tradition, pride, and honor at its core. At its core. Swords on to defense to these noble-hearted men, fuck up all them the way before. trying to save me as I start to shake. When she looked my way, so the madness stuff came over me. Anesthesia, Mona Lisa, I got a little gun, here comes oblivion. I never loved you, how did you find me? The cops will never prove complicity now. Anna, all good children go to heaven. Face that August night when we lied about a beautiful time to come. And a crazy old man did much too late and caused a chain reaction. I've been hanging out here for 11 long years like a chicken slice, wonder when the cat is gone. And looking at you now is driving me to distraction. Anesthesia, a Mona Lisa, I got a little gun, here comes oblivion. I never loved you, how did you find me? The cops will never prove complicity now. Anna, all good children go to heaven.
Hello? Are we back? All right, we're back. This is internetcityliveradio.com, the Joe Kush Rock Show. I just came back from my smoke break. I feel better now. We have Councilman Benito. Say it for me. I don't want to mess it up.
Barrios.
Barrios. I always want to say Barrio. I don't know why I want to keep saying Barrio. It's the neighborhood. And we have the Millennials out with us, whatnot. And, I got to take my hat off to this guy because, you got to be pretty ballsy, and you're in that his play-filled world that he's in to come on my show. I love it, man. So my hat's off to him for coming on my show. The man's got balls to come on my show. I love it. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what's going on with you now from the last time we got to talk to you, because we only touched a little bit of base with you, and this time we get to get a little bit more with you.
Okay, well, my name's Benito Barrios.
Barrios.
Born and raised in San Bernardino, a city councilman now in my 5th year, but running for re-election
There you go.
at this point, and I just made that announcement, and a lot of people are like, "What's he going to say? What?" Yes, at this point, I think we're.
Oh, let's rewind it. He just said he's announcing it right now that you are running, right?
Yes. There's two people that are on the ballot. I'm running as a write-in.
But guess what? He just announced it right now, officially on the Joe Kush Rock Show. He is running this week. That's badass. So you heard it first right here on internetcityliveradio.com, the Joe Kush Rock Show. Okay, back to what we were doing. If you want to keep running down, you're born and raised here. What is it you do here, and why do you do it?
Well, right after high school, went off to the Marine Corps, served 16 years, traveled the world, went to many different countries, went to Iraq, jumped out of planes, scuba dove. I did all kinds of things. I had a very fruitful career.
How long were you in there?
16 years.
16 years in the Marines?
16.
Dude,
and,
die hard, man. That's badass, dude. Were you like, did you do recon or?
It was similar to recon. It was called Anglico, and we jumped out of planes. We inserted behind enemy lines to call in for fire support.
Really?
So whether it came from the sky, mortars, or artillery from the ground, or actually controlling a ship, we controlled indirect fire.
Have you been in like initial battles and whatnot?
No, I didn't get the opportunity to get some.
Did you get any close calls? Did you
Oh,
might
yeah.
have like
There-
get on standby or anything?
Many times.
Really?
Many times.
How does it feel when you get in that mode?
Well, the pucker factor goes up, of course,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
it's like it's like game time, guys. It's like game time. Let's go whip it on. Let's
Put
go
your
whip
game
it on.
face on.
Yeah, let's go whip it on and make sure everybody gets home.
I'm getting amped up just on it. I'm like, yeah,
It's
dude,
like-
let's go.
It's like it's a real deal.
Right? Yeah.
It's going
'Cause
down
I told you,
now.
like I told you last time, I tried to go Marines, man. They wouldn't take me, but
Yeah.
I went. I went during Desert Storm. I was actually, like I said, I was trying to go during the war. They needed people.
Right.
I was volunteering myself. I was like, fuck it, I'm down with it. And I was going Marines though. So like I said, man, yeah, I feel what you're saying.
Yeah, so after my illustrious career in the Marine Corps, I came back home and realized the city was in disarray. It was different, very, very different from when I left. Because from the time I left, the Norton Air Force Base shut down. Santa Fe Railroad went away from here in San Bernardino, and in the region, we had Fontana Steel. The steel mill shut down as well. So that all together within a couple of years really impacted the economy.
Yeah.
So good paying jobs went away. So little by little, it started creeping onto the city and lifestyle and everything else. So when I got here in 2010, when I came back, I'm like, what the heck's going on here? And I wanted to make some change. And never thought politics would be the route. I don't even like politics. Tell you the truth, I don't. But because I saw at the federal level how dirty your hands get.
Yeah.
And for me, I didn't really want to be in a position where I had to compromise my integrity. One thing in the Marine Corps, it's integrity is big in for us. So
you
politics
questioned
was
yourself
kinda,
basically there.
Yeah, well, politics was out of the question. But when I learned about local politics, with meaning mayor, council members, I'm like, okay, you're really connected to the people more than a lot of people trying to, persuade you or influence you one way to get things done.
Yeah.
And you're more representative of the local community.
So you're up and close and personal then with
Yes,
people.
exactly. So that's something I said, you know what, this doesn't seem like there's all kinds of corruption like they have at the national level.
Yeah.
So I put my hat in the race after having a conversation with God, because he kept sending me signs and people to influence my mind,
Right.
to run, to get involved in the local politics, which I was completely against. And like I said, I actually sat down and had a conversation with him after one night, and he's like, this is your path. I'm like, your will shall be done. Like, I guess so. And put in the paperwork, got on the ballot, and a few months later, I was elected.
That's nice. What year were you elected?
In 2013.
2013. So you've been doing this from 2013 on out to now, right?
Yes.
And you're still going on strong.
Yes.
Did you guys have any questions? I don't want to leave because these are the millennials. I know you want to be talking with the millennials, I should say. take a stab at it, I guess.
I just have a question, just considering the fact of what you said. There we go. Oh my god. Just the fact that you said that you did see on a national level the corruption. What kind of things did you see?
Well, without getting into specifics and really dirty about it, you saw how the government paints a picture for America to see. And the reality, it's completely different.
Yeah.
National news, I do believe there is fake news out there.
Yeah.
Because there is. And there's justifiable reasons. There's things that the world should not know that's going on as far as around the world and in our country, just for security reasons and to maintain our lifestyle, in our way of life, and in our safety. But when it gets down to compromising your integrity, doing the wrong things for the wrong reasons, because you're getting paid, because you're, a senator or somebody in high ranking needs a favor. You're talking. I mean, look at what's going on now with the president. The allegations that have been with Russia getting involved. I mean, completely. I believe that's what happened.
Shit just gets deep up there, man.
And it's like, heck no. It's at some point in time, that question or that call is going to come. It's like, hey, you're here because we got you here. Now it's your turn to put in your work and
earn your bones. Huh?
I mean, I'm not saying like it's totally bad and we're living in a dark world, but for myself and seeing some of the things that, because I had a top secret clearance and I was exposed to certain and had privileged to certain knowledge and information. I could tell you, I was while in the Marine Corps, I was told about not talking about an operation. Now it's declassified. I'll elaborate a little, but this was back in '96. I had no idea the Marine Corps was after terrorists or the government or the military were actively after terrorists. And we were. And Osama bin Laden came up in our radar. So the pucker factor of like going in, we got a call, 1 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Anglico, you guys are going in. You guys are going with the SEALs and you're going to recon. We're going to attack. In 4 hours, we're going to take down a ship just because of him. We're taking down every it's going to be a bloodbath. We're taking down every single person on that ship to get to Osama.
How many of you guys are in this? Is it just a handful of you guys together? Or?
It was probably total about 40 service members. Total.
That's not too bad, though. If everybody's down, well, that's 40 down dudes against fucking 100 fucking, just, fake dudes that can't fight, remember?
Like my team consisted of 8 guys. And I'm saying total, like, as far as
so you had these are the extras
support,
coming in? Yeah, support.
getting us to, but the battle, it would probably have been about 25
Wow.
service members taking down a whole ship.
Everybody's strapped and loaded, man.
That's like
Right.
nothing. That's like.
But
you
kick
can
ass.
do a lot.
No,
Yeah,
no,
you
no,
can kick
no, I
ass,
would
man.
imagine, but I'm saying, like,
No,
the
yeah.
fact that you can do
Yeah.
it in that little amount of people.
You can.
Well,
if everybody's fucking on their game.
No, it's amazing
That's what
how
you train for. That's the whole point.
It's amazing how great our service members can operate in combat. It's
Their
scary.
tactical is
It's
just so much
deadly.
better than it was
It's
from
deadly.
the
Like,
early
I feel
days.
sorry for any enemy that comes against us because it's not fair. With the technology we have today and the training that we have, it's like, you can't mess with us underground. You can't mess with us. One-on-one. It's just a matter of time till we kick your ass.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a time, but that whole operation we couldn't talk about back home.
Yeah.
But because that happened, and all of our ships, people knew we were doing something. The world knew we were doing something, but we couldn't say what. So there's things like that. I'm saying it's not necessarily like, oh, it's so corrupt. No, but there's things that are withheld for security reasons, and but there's other things that happen.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome, though. I mean, I'm trying to picture it all, and when I picture it all, I can see how intense it's probably be. Everybody's just on,
Yeah, we had like 3 hours to prepare, to prep, go over our plan.
Do you guys play music when you go in, like they do
Oh,
on
dude.
Apocalypse Now? That shit's so bad. Though. They do that in war, though, man. They play music and stuff.
We do sometimes prepping, is because you're amped, But then there's those quiet times too, like, hey, everybody got to be on point. You got to be focused. Got to be clear-minded. Rehearse again. Let's go. You got this. You got this. You got this. And when it's game time, it's like, let's rock. Let's get out there and do
the
our
music.
work.
Do they actually play music when they in tactical warfare like that?
Because
I mean, Hollywood shows that they do. I just want to make sure, is it a Hollywood thing or is that?
I think it's more Hollywood.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, you gotta be on your game.
Because if you know, there's a lot of video out there on YouTube with a lot of guys now because their phones and recording ability, they're able to show what's actually happening. And I haven't seen anybody playing music yet.
Yeah. I've seen some with music. They edit it to it. And
Right.
It just sounds,
it's edited too.
I mean, if you see these guys coming in helicopters and they're blasting Metallica, Master of Puppets or something, or blacking in the end, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, the enemy's going, damn, these dudes are stormtrooping on us. You know what I mean? Just, I think music, since, even like with Mad Max, the new Mad Max, they had that guy playing guitar on there. He was just rocking out while they're going into battle. Yeah, he's all tied up to a big ass 4x4 and they're flying over everything. He's just sitting there jamming.
Yeah.
Through the whole thing, through the warfare. Did you guys see that thing? The new Mad Max? That was pretty crazy. I like that.
I think the sentiment changes though when you're actually going in there and you know you may not come back.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I need
I
need to not get too excited and stay remember everything I was trained to do.
Yeah.
And that's when you start remembering everything you're trained to do, and it just comes back like clockwork. Okay, this is how it's going to go down.
Now, since you're running right now, how does that work with you? Do you want to get on board with more millennial situations as far as that go, or?
Well, right now, honestly, it's
or just
every
does it
voice
matter, or
that's
just
out
every
there.
voice?
The millennials, they have a huge voice that needs to be heard. One great thing that's happened since the last time we were here, I was here, is the millennial that kicked that other guy out of Congress. Forget her name. She's 29 years old.
Oh yeah, you was talking about that.
I forget her name. It's on the tip of my tongue. She was just in Orange County a couple last week, I think, and inspired a lot of people. Inspired 29 years old, kicked out this guy had been on Congress for decades. He thought he was going to get reelected, and nope. Grassroots and her passion to go out there, spoke on the issues that needed to be addressed, and resonated to people. Say, look, I'm with you. I'm here to represent you. You know, it's kind of like out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah.
And they're coming with a whole different mental attitude where I am going to do what I say then.
Yeah.
Right.
Basically.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And that it's possible. Well, one big thing, that it's possible. And I feel the more we have younger people, the younger generation, the millennials, getting involved in elected positions, it's going to be a different America, you know, because they have the innovation, they have the ideas, they have that.
They know
that
what the
youth
wrong
and
is
vision.
too. You know, they have a vision of what's wrong, and
they resonate with the largest, you know, demographic in the United States.
Yeah,
the millennials. They're the largest demographic right now. I think
you guys rock right now.
82 million, 82 million millennials out there, and
a lot.
the baby boomers are 76. Generation X, one that rocks. We're only like 40,000.
But we're still 40,000 strong.
we're the few and the proud.
Kicked you out a lot.
Yeah,
we're the few and the proud.
we were there when fucking ass kicking was ass kicking.
Yeah.
On tough love.
But I saw on social media the other day, you know, like back in the day, you have all these challenges going on right now, right?
Yeah.
In our time, it was the beer run challenge. Doing the beer runs. I mean.
Oh yeah, beer running.
Not that I've done them before.
You're like,
I haven't been caught from, so I have done them, but you guys can't get me on it, man. That was back in my days.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, it's old shit now.
No proof.
Right? Now, what do you guys think about that? That you guys are the voice now and everything. How does that feel to hear that from someone that comes from a political background world? You know.
I mean, I think we knew it, but
there's not enough stepping up.
There isn't. There really isn't. And I honestly think that it's like I said before, it's kind of the point that like millennials feel like they can't trust. You know, I feel like in some ways and stuff we've always kind of been told like, oh, these people are set for this, and we're not. We're at that point and stuff where we feel like we can't do anything. You know, we're at that point where we feel like, well, you know, we're not. Well, I think I think the oldest millennial now is 30?
31.
31?
No, I think he's like 35, 36.
Is it?
Is it yet?
Yeah, 80,
Well, I feel like they
80
changed it.
81 was the beginning.
Is it? Because I thought it was 88.
81 to 88, I think. Or no, 81 to like 90.
Because I know I'm a
something.
millennial, and I was born in 94, so.
Oh, yeah, yeah. It's I think it's till, it's in the late 90s. But it started at 81.
81.
You can Google it real quick. I don't know.
Well, you know, they change, because every time you look at it, it's like a different date, and it's always in the 80s somewhere, but, like, you can't pinpoint it exactly. It's like they have different age grouping. I don't know, it's weird. But, I don't know, I feel like it's like, in some ways we feel like it's like, well, maybe I guess the young or the oldest millennial and stuff could be president now, but at the same time and stuff, I feel like a lot of us don't trust it. Like we don't know what to do, because it is literally to the point and stuff where politics has gotten so clusterfucked that like you would either literally have to break it completely down and start from new to like get anything to like work, because everything is already on its way. It's already started. So trying to figure out how to fix it while it's still going is complicated. You know what I mean? It's like it's so hard to sit there and destructurize something and stuff and then rebuild it while it's still working.
Right. Well,
Yeah,
for
that's really
those
hard.
that are out there that don't know what to do and kind of want to get involved, what you can do is become part of what I know that's out there. It's the Young Democrats Society or the Young Dems, and what they do is they start educating. They start educating people, maybe even grooming people, millennials, for taking a seat. My friend that was here last time, Maha, she didn't come on, but she was here in the room. She's actually the president of the Riverside County Young Democratic organization. And for those of you out there that want to contact her, she's probably getting mad at me, but you know, it's her role as a leader. It's Maha Rizvi. Just hit her up on her Facebook. It's MahaRizvi, and just hit her up with questions. Hey, how do I get involved in my area, into politics? Whether you're a Democrat or Republican or non-party, there's many ways to get involved, and that's. But the first step is stepping forward to get involved.
You know what I see a lot of is the fact that, like, at least from what I've seen so far, is that people in the Democratic political party, they're very into politics, extremely into it. Like that's their shit. Like, and I feel like people who, because I'm a Republican, so I lean more towards conservative, but I feel like if in some ways I'm straight down the middle, honestly, and stuff. But I say I'm a Republican. I've basically been in a conservative family, that's why. But I feel like people who are more conservative, at least from what I've seen, they voice more. They're very vocal about it, but they don't push towards anything public. You know what I mean? They don't do anything that way. While people that are more like in the Liberal Party and stuff they're more in the government. And I know that's part of the party, you know what I mean, and stuff, but they're very pushed towards that governmental, like, just politics in general, you know?
You know, quick little fact: when I joined the Marine Corps, I was Republican, because
Yeah, I feel like you guys all are.
they ask you got to choose a party. I'm like, well, what's President Reagan?
Right?
The old Gipper. You know, I loved how he led, and he's a Republican. So okay, well, put me as a Republican. Had no idea. And while you're in the military, as far as from my experience, when I see a lot of military members, you're not really into the politics at all. You have like no clue what's going on. You know, like what party should you associate yourself with? Another fun fact people could have fun with. I never even voted until I got out of the Marine Corps.
I've never even voted either. But I voted last year. That was the first time I ever voted. Was last year.
Yeah, and just because I didn't understand, wasn't involved, it wasn't important. My role was saving America, protecting America, but when I got out and was now on the ballot, I'm like, oh shoot, I really have to understand where my beliefs align with.
Yeah.
And I took 3 surveys, and I was like kind of right down the middle, a little bit just leaning toward Democrats. So I'm like, well, I'll be on the Democratic Party. Because I'm very open. I'm very open to hearing people and hearing about their ideas, and to me, I feel having different parties really divides us. Because at the end of the day, we all want justice, we all want quality of life, we all want a safe country,
Cheaper gas.
We all want
Right.
cheaper gas, higher paying jobs.
Meat
you
to
know?
go lower because stakes are too high right now.
Right?
And-
Killing me, man.
You
I just
know?
want to be able to afford rent.
Right.
that
What's
too,
up with
rent.
that? Why is rent so goddamn high? Like,
It's called inflation.
California
called
is
inflation.
California just more overrated than other states?
Well,
It's
it's a
bullshit.
very popular,
too.
very very
well, see,
popular
and that's
state.
how I feel. I feel like when it's like it's population control. They want to kick. Well, it's not that they want to kick you out and stuff. But since there's so many people and stuff, they have to raise the rent so that there's not. So
Well, because
many
you got to
people there.
think, if you got thousands or millions of people
Supply and demand.
using service, using power, using water, using the sewer system, using the roads, that all costs money to maintain.
Yeah.
And so when you got millions and millions of people here,
Why ain't it maintained?
and that's a
Where'd the
good
money
question.
go?
Right? Where's it going?
That's where we go up to
That's
the
what
state
I-
capitol and we talk to our representatives and
well, see, and that's what sucks is that I've actually I went to Sacramento at some point and stuff. I went with my dad not too long ago. We actually took a road trip. We went up to Lake Tahoe and came back around and went up that way. But when I went up there, I was like, this is a different state.
very
It's still California, but it's like they don't know anything about Southern California.
Mhm.
Like, I'm pretty sure if you talked to somebody on the street and asked them about that, they'd have no idea what you were talking about.
Right.
Like, it's not even like a thing. Like, I honestly feel like they're making laws about people and families and just everybody and stuff that has nothing to do with them.
but
So
the
how
whole
would they even know,
the whole
you know?
state votes on it.
Yeah,
Just
but see, and that doesn't make
remember
any
that.
sense.
The whole state votes. So for us down here in Southern California, we do have that voice to say no against their policies that don't make sense. But one thing I know up in Sacramento, a lot happens there. So much happens every day, and it's good to know who your local electeds are, as far as on the city council, the mayor, the assembly member, the senators, the congressman. And I'll tell you, they're very open to listening to what you have to say, whether it's via email, a text, a phone call. I have people contact me all different types of ways because, we want to be transparent. You want to be available to the people. And because that's our role in representing the people. So you
That's
gotta
pretty
be
cool.
there.
Hey, how do you get it? How does one go about wanting to be like what you're doing? What do you have to have? Do you have to have degrees? Or what is it that you need to get on that, to start your way up on that, what you're doing?
I think the most important factor to get involved is the desire to create change, to actually, honestly,
Shit, I'm getting ready to
make
run,
change.
man. Look at Daddy looking at me.
because
And he's like,
Here I
got
come.
things sparking up in here.
because as far as on city council, you don't necessarily need to be a college graduate. You can come right. There's actually people that come right out of high school that run.
I got my GED at least.
A lot of them don't. A lot of them don't. Those teenagers don't really make it. But there are some that have. There actually are some that have that are like very 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 young. Clean background. If you had a decent background and
Joe Kush can't run.
no, you're not on
Strike one,
parole.
the first one he said, I'm already done in. man.
You're not on parole or
Damn.
wanted
I'm
by
not
the
pro
police.
anymore, but
I've
I've actually been clean for what, 15 years now.
why not?
15 years,
You should
man.
run,
I
man.
fucking changed my life around.
You can
know.
resonate with a lot of those people that went to jail.
I mean, I
for
come from the streets. I
nothing.
know how that all went, so I know. I mean, to talk to them, I know what's going on. I always keep one foot in the street, so I know what's going
Yeah.
on, and just always talking to people, and just in general. But that's why I ask, because I don't know. Who knows? Somewhere down the road, Joe might just say, the same thing like you did.
Right.
You got tired of seeing what was going on. You wanted to make a change.
I got
Yeah.
a question for Nicole.
Mhm.
What do you think? What it would take for the millennials to vote? What we need to do?
That's a hard question because I feel like it's different for a lot of different millennials. So we're not all the same. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like as for me and stuff, I have voted. So for me, it was in my family. That was kind of, well, it was my dad, not my mom so much. But I've seen it. That was something and stuff that I was brought up with. But I'm pretty sure Dylan probably wasn't.
Yeah. What about you, Dylan? What do you feel on that? I don't either. I mean, but I'm the same way. This is why for me,
And that's how I was.
and
That's how
but
I
I'm
was.
being educated right now on it.
I'm just listening. I'm learning.
I I'm learning.
I was laughing a minute ago. I kept looking at Dylan. I was like, this fucker's high.
Hell yeah. High as a kite.
But I feel like in some ways and stuff, it's just, if you're not raised with it, it's not something that you're going to want to do.
So how do we change that? How do we change
Well,
the
I feel like,
millennials?
quite honestly, I feel like it's like in some ways it's kind of hard. We're not used to, in that sense, we're not used to that multitasking. We're not used to cause for me, I know for damn sure and stuff is as I've gotten older, it's hard to fucking multitask. It's hard to sit there and take on, getting older and then having to deal with obviously the usual shit like bills and having to sit there and have a full-time job. And then now maybe even some people have to have 2 full-time jobs, which is fucking insane.
Don't you guys worry about where the world's gonna be when?
We do, but I have to worry about where my food's coming tonight.
Yeah, I think that's what it's like sidetracking them from that.
It's super hard because it's we can't even, you're trying to put your foot in the door to try to start change, and somebody's pushing you 5 steps back because shit's happening, and it's so hard to just try. And it might be easier for somebody like me that's been pushing already because I've already had it. But I know, for somebody like Dylan who hasn't had it and stuff, that's not easy. How are you going to add that in your life when you don't think you need it yet? Nobody's put it in front of you. Nobody's put this on your plate saying, here, this might be one section you got to cut out of there. You know what I mean?
So what are you saying, that they all kind of get confused of it, the whole thing, or?
I don't feel like it's confusion. I feel like it's more
they're just trying to live. It sounds like,
exactly,
and survive.
We're trying to survive, and then on top of the fact that it's kind of off-putting with everything that you hear. So on top of the fact that millennials kind of look at it and think, maybe this is something I have to do, but I have other shit that I fucking have to do and I can't deal with that shit. It's also being shown that this isn't the best thing that you want to do. It's not something you want to do. It's fucking hard. It looks terrible. Nobody wants to touch that.
So
it's literally like a dirty paper towel that nobody wants to pick up, and it's probably got a cockroach sitting on top of it. You don't want to touch that.
There's got to be a happy medium where they can see that there's the future somewhere.
I mean, there is. I mean, like I said, with mine and stuff, I can see that, but I feel like there's more people kind of have to be shown that. And it's hard to sit there and say where it needs to be shown, because it hasn't worked so far. It hasn't worked on Facebook. It hasn't worked on our social medias. It's just gotten worse. If anything, that was the cockroach that slammed it on top. You know what I mean? It's kind of gotten to the point and stuff where it was a positive or a negative, and now it's gotten this rainbow of colors of positive and negatives that we don't understand.
Benito?
One thing that actually happened this last primary is more people came out to vote. And I'm not sure which demographic came out more, whether it was millennials or not. But that's one good thing, and hopefully it is. And getting them out to vote, simple and easy, man. Free pizza if you come vote.
I'll come just for the free pizza.
But no, seriously, I think, like she said, it's very difficult to worry about something else that you feel is very insignificant in your life when you have to deal and you're distracted with so much of the day-to-day life that you have. Sometimes I wish it was as important as doing your taxes, or people saw it that way, because it kind of is actually maybe even more important, because your tax is going to be going higher if you don't vote them down. Until there's maybe a huge issue in our city council, tons of people will show up to come voice their opinion, and I'm glad everybody comes to voice their opinion, to show how they feel on the topic, but come out to the polls and do that, and bring somebody with you.
And I feel in that sense, I know for a fact, for presidential election, I know for a fact there were tons of people my age that went to go vote, because it was such a clusterfuck that we were just you know what? No, we got to do some shit about this, because it was a negative. And for some reason, negatives follow with us. We pull those.
And going back to the election, Bernie.
Oh, let's take a second. We got it? Oh, okay, we're good.
Bernie Sanders did a great job in moving the millennials and in starting a movement. It was all about socialism, which I'm completely against.
Right.
What is socialism? Because I'm new to all this stuff, so I got to.
You got capitalism, you got socialism, and we in America, we have a capitalist type of democracy. Now, this is where you can have free enterprise. This is where the common man can go out and he has the freedom to go make as much income as he can on his own, go work hard, go bust his ass, and build his empire. Socialism, everybody's equal. Everybody gets equal pay, equal rights.
It's the closest thing to communism.
And that's the last thing is communism. But you have
I don't know why I'm thinking that capitalism. I'm liking that shit for some reason.
but just
That's 'cause that's you.
well, you know,
I strive to be as best man I can be.
our millennials, they say, and this is not me speaking, but it's been said that they're the entitled generation. They feel entitled to a lot of things. So when you speak socialism to them, we're like, hey, no matter what you do, you're going to go to college for free. You're going to get this pay. You're going
And that looks good.
and it's like, well, I'll do with that. Okay, if you want to be a doctor, you're still only going to make 30
But
grand a
it's
year.
not.
You know, but then when you got, you know, people that do that extra hard work, say like the doctors of the world, the professors, you know, and they're just making the same pay as the guy that works at Walmart,
No.
that's socialism.
Yeah.
That's socialism. Nobody can have more food than another. Nobody can have a bigger house than another. It's all
You're just
equally.
equally.
We're all
But see,
spreading.
then
Everybody's
why
got the
would you
same
ever
fucking
wanna
Nerf
be the
ball.
doctor? Yeah. Why would you ever want to be a doctor then?
Right.
You know, why wouldn't you just want to work at Walmart and stuff if you're just gonna get paid the same? That would
Right.
suck.
And when I was in Romania
That's
for
why I'm jumping capitalism.
I was in Romania for a year and I actually saw this, and I actually met a doctor, and he's like, "Wow, you must have a nice house." Like, no, it's just regular because you know we don't make that much.
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean you're
That's
a doctor?
insanity.
Like, no, I mean I make the same as some guy that works at McDonald's. What do you mean? Well, it's a little bit more, but not very much more. I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. So, socialism popular when millennials are looking at it like, yeah, I don't have to work that hard and I still get this, great. But you know when you look at when you take a deep look
The
at
whole
capitalism
Overlook of it all.
and what it does for what it's done for our country.
It's unfortunate considering the fact that like I feel like it looks that good because it's so bad. And it's like,
Maybe
and
that's why I
that's
like
the
it.
problem is because it's a Band-Aid. It's a quick fix for the things that we feel are important to us. And
Right.
that's what makes it look good. But it's hard because it's like that's just scratching the surface. You know what I mean? There's a whole
Right.
bunch of underlying problems that we have to deal with that if it's not at the surface, we're not going to deal with it. Like
Right.
it's extremely hard to get us interested into something that is so in depth. And you just literally have to get those few people who understand what the hell they can do to fix it, and hope to God that works for everybody else and they understand to a point. It's kind of a linear path that has to be taken rather than just sprinkled on the top and hope to God it fixes it.
Yeah.
But that's
I
hard.
don't know why I'm still looking at capitalism.
Capitalism. Because you like the green in both ways.
Yeah. I mean, I understand the socialism part of it. I mean, for that part, I do. But yeah, me, I probably would be capitalism. Yeah.
But and, you know,
I'd
here
say
in
yes.
America, you know, you still have a government that even though you don't have to work, and they're still going to help.
Right.
And that's one thing that's very unique about us, and why we're such a great country, is that you know, no matter what, the government's going to give you opportunity. You have opportunity here in this country to do anything that you want to do in the world. And not only that, they're going to help you along the way, you know, with cash aid, with food stamps. I don't know if they call them food stamps anymore, or your EBT card.
EBT, yeah.
Yeah.
You're getting assistance
I
so
think
that you're not
It's insanity
homeless.
what they let you buy on EBT now and stuff like
It
that.
is. It's like there's no restrictions
it's
anymore.
unfortunate considering the fact that I feel like some people do take advantage of it and it's
They
not
do.
fair.
You know,
And
it's-
it's hard to sit there and say one way or the other, oh, how can you fix that? It's hard to say, oh, you know, people say, oh, well, if they get drug tested and stuff, then let's not give it to those people. But that's not necessarily the best thing, you know what I mean? Like, but at the same time and stuff, that's not going to keep it from the people who are still taking advantage of it. Because you can be the cleanest motherfucker on the planet and still to be taking advantage of it, you know?
Well, and this comes
Those
down.
are the ones that will do it.
This comes down to government and controlling people. You know, the more you can have people to rely on you, the more you can control them. Think about that for a second. The more you can have them rely on you, the more you can control them. Because, I mean, you just and that's what's happening, and
That's so true, huh? Yeah.
it is. That's a little deep, but it is.
That sounds like some old history too.
Right?
I've read a lot of old history like that
Some
about how
thighs and
things were
days.
played out back then.
Yeah.
And it's funny because history does have a way of repeating itself, just in a more state-of-the-art version of it.
Right.
And it's grown, but it still keeps. I mean, even music goes back. You still the bell bottoms. How many times has it came back? The bell bottom jeans.
Stop.
You know, I've seen it a few times. I've worked the nightclubs back in the days. I was like, what? We got bell bottoms again? You know, they came back, then they died out, then they came back again. So
Yep.
history
Somebody
does have a way of
smack me
repeating
if
it.
I ever wear bell bottoms. Jesus Christ.
Well, there's
You
a
might
lot
look cute
No.
There's actually a
You
lot of
might.
No.
with some striped ones, dude. Some Austin Power style stuff. Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. It'll
there's
work.
actually a lot of females wearing them.
Oh,
You know.
I could never, like, even in high school and stuff, my mom bought me like a couple pairs, and I was just like, I can't. Like, even if they're not like tight to my skin, I'm like, what is this? This is bullshit.
What is this?
What is this?
Yeah. Hey,
Like,
what about the turtleneck? You know.
Oh, yeah, remember the
when
turtle?
are those
no,
gonna
they
come
do
back?
that.
That's
They
the
do.
preppy look,
We
though.
have
That was the
that now.
preppy look.
No, okay, so like not necessarily. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a dress like that. I wore it at a Christmas party. No, so there was a dress and stuff that I had that literally had a turtleneck and stuff on the top, but the whole back was open. But
Oh,
it
you
was
see?
still
Oh
a
yeah,
turtleneck.
I think
It's
is
like-
it gray?
No, it's a red one,
You have a gray one though, huh? Something I could have sworn I seen you at work with one.
a gray one. I don't know. I have a lot of dresses.
Yeah,
I'm running out of dresses, but I have a lot of dresses.
the millennials want to look good too. But since you guys have one in office, do you know who they're talking about? The one that is in office? It wasn't a female, right? Was it a
Right,
fe-
right.
She's in office and she's young and she's kicking ass and taking names in there. It sounds like,
Poor publicity. I should know about it.
right? And why is that? Why is the publicity
Because
so
we
low
don't.
on that?
I don't even watch TV. That's why.
Well, because everybody's on social media.
Exactly, but
That's
I
the
don't, I
thing.
don't
It's
know
the new
this.
thing,
But
or
then
these things.
It kind of sucks too, considering the fact that like your feed will only let you go so far of where you're at. You know what I mean? Like I don't know how many times somebody's told me like you look at some weird shit on your Facebook. I'm like, it comes to me. It's not me. I swear. Like it's the people that I know and they share it, and other so it depends. I'm not gonna get something like that if somebody else didn't share it. So it's not like they have like a way of having somebody say, hey, look at this shit. And even if they did, it's not necessarily like something I might click. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, yeah, that's hard too.
How does social media play with your version of what you do in politics and whatnot?
You know, it's
Is it,
for
is it
someone like the
beneficial?
older guys, like in their 60s, they're having to learn with how to use it.
Yeah.
Generation X people, I mean, we've kind of grown into it,
Yeah, I've grown in it.
and it's a way people are communicating with you. Because on Facebook, I rarely go on Facebook, but I can go and like I went just a few months ago and I had messages like galore, and I had no idea. Like, dude, this is like the last place I check. You know, I'm. You can text
We're
me,
attached.
you can call me, but it is, you know, it's something that it's here, and with the younger generations, they grew up with it, so it's like second nature.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I
Do you know
can't
what's
live
you know
without
what's
it.
crazy about Facebook? Did you know that you can actually go into your settings and see what your political stance is?
Oh wow.
Yeah, I did.
And it's not based on who you are as a person. Like, it's not like, governmentally, what do you have? But, like, from what you share, what you like, and what you
Oh, wow.
looked at, it can tell you. And, like I've looked at mine. Mine literally says I'm straight down the center. And I've looked at my dad's, and my dad says he's completely conservative.
So it's Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who's a 28-year-old,
Nice.
Okay.
28-year-old Democratic, Congresswoman now,
She's in Congress.
and
So she's up there, basically up in the big pool of water there.
oh yes,
the
oh,
big
yes.
boys and whatnot,
Mhm.
and holding
Yeah.
her own.
and
That's cool.
and the person she beat is twice her age.
No way.
It just says right here.
Beat him to the ground.
Yeah,
It's easy if you
Yeah.
take their cane.
and she has, if you look up her name, Alexandria Ocasio or Ocasio for you, Cortez. She has some videos out there, of her, like, she's all over the place, and she, like I said, she was in Anaheim last week, and some people went out there to go see her, and so yeah, she's out there.
There's
So
your girl right there. You guys start voting on that.
it can be
and
done.
Bring it in. I
It
think
can be
when
done.
the millennials get in there, I think what you're trying to strive for, what your voice is saying right now, that will happen. if there's more of you in
Well,
there.
yeah, I can imagine and stuff. At some point in time, we're gonna get our shits together. You know what I mean? Like at some point in time, this is gonna be okay,
get the
and then
fuck
we'll be
over
able to
here.
worry about this shit. But like right now, we're still working on trying to sit there and half
You're
of us
setting up
still
your
live
own
at
life
fucking
right now.
home. Yeah, you
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like, and it sucks because I feel like. Okay, going through like what the 50s and stuff when like the teenagers became a thing and stuff. Like I feel like we've literally stretched that span again, and now it's like from teenager, it's like a young adult, and you're still like a child. You're not. You're like a young drunk child probably, but you're still a young child. Like you still live at home. Half like
Right.
people in their 20s still live with their parents because it's too much. Like, and nobody wants to live with 6 other roommates and. Spending half their paycheck on living in the living room. Like,
Well, from what I've seen, because I have 4 other sisters, and kind of seeing them grow, I have my oldest sister is 12 years older than me, and I have a younger one that's 4 years younger than me. And watching the different, age of kids grow, and there's like, some millennials in there, and then there's some of the us Generation X people. Watching them raise their children, I think parenting had a lot to do with how millennials are today.
Mhm.
And I was just talking to an older gentleman today. He's like, I remember growing up at 10 years old, you're already being pressured. By 18, you better have an exit plan because you're out of the freaking house
Yeah.
and you're going to have to live on your own.
yeah.
And it was, and
You're like-
everybody in high school, I remember like, okay, what are you going to do? Hey, what are you going to do? Hey, what are you going to do? And it's like
Scary.
you
It's
had
scary
to get
thought.
you
That
had to
was
get
hard.
you had to get your game plan
And
together.
it sucked too because it was like forever and ever. Like, okay, like when you were 10 or 12 or 11 or whatever and stuff, people are like, so you should probably figure out what you're going to do. Like if you're going to be a doctor or a lawyer or and then, you're kind of like, oh, but you still have time. You're only 12. And then it just kind of,
Let's
Yeah,
start-
you're only 12.
but you
so
still have
I'm
time.
giving
You
you
still
a
have
head
like a
start
year.
right now,
and
man.
then all of a sudden you're 18 and they're like, so what are you going to do? You're like, I thought I had time. What happened? Like,
18
Yeah.
came really fast.
Yeah, and I think that comes from those that grew up with that pressure. Say, you know what, I'm not going to do that to my kids.
yeah.
And then
Is that
and then
like
we
a
have
bad
the
thing or
millennials.
what?
Well, it's just a
The
different way
structure
of
has
parenting.
changed then.
Mhm.
Yeah, the structure has changed. The standards, the morals, the values that are being instilled
The
in
tough
children.
love is gone.
Oh, not with.
I
Theo
raised
Benny,
my
right?
kids with tough love. I'm not gonna
You're like,
lie. I've raised my kids with tough love because I want them to understand the world
Right.
is tough. It's not easy.
Right.
You have to be tough enough for it.
Yeah. And
Because I know how it is out there. I've been homeless. I've been fucking all the below before I became where I'm at now.
right. And
So I understand what it takes. You got to fucking dig down and pull yourself out and fucking strive and just keep. No matter what people tell you, fucking no, you suck, whatever. You got to keep going forward.
yeah, and
no matter what.
Rocky, he gives an excellent speech, and I do not know how it all goes, but it begins with, the world ain't made up of sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, and I don't know if you guys know that speech,
Yeah,
but
I've heard that one. Yeah, yeah.
it
yeah.
is spot on, and it's about going out there and doing it for yourself, not hiding in somebody's shadow, but going out there and doing it for yourself because you can, and everybody does have the ability to do and be great and do great things. It's just they have to see and believe it. It's
Yeah.
like you have this
You
ability.
have to actually believe that.
You
shit.
have this ability, but people are blinded and they can't see it. They don't see it. But other people will see it in them, say, no, you can be great. You can do good things. And you're going to be amazing in the world someday. But believe that. And until you can kind of wipe the mud away from their eyes and say, see, look what I'm telling you. And they're like, that's when fire generates. That's when people get fired up. And they're like, oh, yeah, I can do this. And because I'm just imagining how Alexandria Ocasio felt running against this guy who poured belief into her. And it wasn't just a year or two. It was probably from when she was a little kid that you're going to do great things. You're going to do some amazing things in the world. And it kind of
belief
just
was put in her.
transpired. Yes. And hopefully by her achieving her accomplishments, she's been able to inspire the younger generations to like, look, go out there and do it. You can do it too.
Yeah, there it is there.
Sorry, I got a little fired up there.
No. I like that.
Get it.
No, I like that because I was visualizing that too as well. Just like exactly, that's someone put belief into this young lady, and she's been stuck on that ever since. And that's what it takes. If you have the belief within yourself, you can do anything. You can accomplish anything because guess what? No is just a name to you. It's not. It doesn't stop you in your tracks. It's just a word. You'll just keep pushing forward.
Right, because like when the door gets closed in front of you, go find an open
knock
window.
on another one.
No, go find an open window and climb in.
You keep knocking. It's just like a job, looking for a job. You keep applying for a fucking job, and guess what? You're gonna get one. It's the same principle. You got to keep doing it and do it. You're gonna hear no's, no. But guess what? Eventually, the door's gonna open, and then you get in, and then you do your thing, man. Shake and bake, baby.
Right.
We're gonna take a break, man. It's time for a break. We'll be right back with the millennials and politics and Benito Barrios. Did I say it right?
Yes, you got it right.
I knew I'd get it.
Got some shit for sale, you ought to get some. You'll be the hardest guy who ever lived. It might kill you, man, you won't even know it. Like to feel your best and sorry to give. You take the chance, you lose control. The lessons from your past you need to know. Take one more hit of bass. Shit is gonna blow up in your face. Ripping glass off through your heart. You got a problem, man, you ought to fix it. You think you're getting high, well guess again. Until it's too late, well you won't even know it. You better stop before you hit a dead end. You take the chance, you lose control. The lessons from your past you need to know. Take one more hit of bass. Shit is gonna blow up in your face. Ripping glass out through your heart. When I see you out on the street, a different story every time we meet. You've been hanging with a different crowd. You're acting tough and you're talking loud. It's getting worse for you every single day. A bad habit and it won't go away. Where you gone? Where's my best friend? I can't help if you won't let me in. You take the chance, you lose control. The lessons from your past you need to know. Take one more hit of bass. Shit is gonna blow up in your face. Ripping glass out through your heart.
Hey, we're back, but I'm taking selfies, so give me a second. Yeah, we're coming up to an end. We're winding this down right now, but we're going to leave off with you were talking about, you wanted to say some stuff before we, when we were talking a minute during the intermission there?
Yeah, what I was just kind of talking about is maybe we can get your guys' suggestions the audience on what would it take? What do you guys feel it would take to get millennials to get out there and vote? And seriously, so that we can rock the vote, because you hear that a lot. And we can come back in our next session and talk about those results and your answers, and maybe even have you call in on the show to express your opinion. So if you want to, I don't know if you can give them the information on how to contact
on
here.
the next time when we come on. But for the meantime, for our next session, we have if you go on you're already on the website, you can leave comments on there. Leave your comments about what you would like to talk about and have us talk about or say, and then on the next session, we'll bring all those topics up. We'll leave the phone number. That way you can call in and we can recite over those topics that you had put out there. And, we'll let your voice get heard, on the Joe Kush Rock Show. You know what I mean?
Awesome.
So how can people, if they want to tune into your social media or contact information for, where you work or whatnot, if they have a question they want to ask you on an up and close and personal thing?
Yeah, I don't mind getting my cell phone number out. It's 909-454-4375. Again, 909-454-4375. Shoot me a call or a text. And but on social media, Councilmember Benito J. Barrios is out there, and I also have Benito J. Barrios itself. Contact me if you want through social media. The best thing to do is give me a text. I'm not really on Facebook too much, and those are some ways you can get a hold of me.
And he's running this week, so when does that voting period end? Or
yeah, campaigning starts now actually, and we're preparing to win on November the 6th, which is a short, just around the corner. It's going to come up quicker than we think, and I'm looking to get support from everybody that's listening on this show to get out. If they know people in San Bernardino in the second ward, to let them know, give them your thoughts about me. Hopefully they're positive. But I'm looking to get the support to continue the work that needs to be done in San Bernardino, to continue making the tough decisions that we've had to make over the last several years that I've been on the council, from getting out of bankruptcy to changing our charters and regulations in the city. A lot of hard work has been done. A lot of tough decisions have been done. And that's what I hold under my belt. And I want to continue that work for us who live in the city. And I say us because, yes, I do live there. I'm born and raised in San Bernardino, so it's my town. It's our town. Let's make it a world-class city. Thank you.
Real quick, Benito, what's our two major problems here in San Bernardino in your
major
opinion?
problems?
Yes.
We need money, and we're on our way of doing that, attracting businesses to the city. But as far as a problem everybody sees every single day, and that's not just in our city, but that's throughout the nation, is our growing homeless population. They're called transients, urban campers, or whatever you want to call them. There's people on the street living without a roof over their head, and more people nowadays are falling into that category. A number of them due to drugs, but it's an epidemic that is a tough issue to take on, because what's the golden answer? We can't arrest them. We can't arrest our way out of this. We can't just pick them up and take them to a different city. It's a really challenging issue to deal with. So that I would say is the number one issue in San Bernardino.
So that's pretty hard to deal with, right?
Right.
Drugs are bad, kids. Okay.
Yeah. If you want to end up on the corner of the street talking to yourself, that's what drugs do to you.
So you basically are going to have to just, if it comes right down to it, you're going to have to build them back up to be structurally functional.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's not the easiest thing to do either.
Yeah, I've tried to build some people up before, man.
It's not easy.
It's a lot of work.
Sometimes they don't even
fights,
want
they'll
to.
be all right.
They go with it, but they don't even want to be built back up, and that's what's hard.
They're just some are just too far out there, and they can't swim back in with a life raft or not.
Well, it's hard, and I feel like it's in some ways the same situation. It's a full circle. Everything kind of comes back to the same problem, is that fucking life is hard. and I know people have obviously different ways of dealing with shit.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to result in drugs. It doesn't have to be that and stuff, but it seems like...
Masturbate, fuck. That worked for me. That's how I got to it.
Yeah, but sometimes you already get
I
in that,
did,
you
man.
You get in that pit, and it's already gone,
These all drugs are fun,
Drugs
too.
are fun, too. Not Wolfman drugs, though. Wolfman drugs are good. Wolfman drugs are good.
He didn't say smoke a Jeffrey or nothing. He didn't fucking touch furry walls.
These schnozberries taste like schnozberries.
Hey, all the other Joe Kush Rock Show, man, you get this stuff like this. You know, I want to thank the Councilman Benito for coming on my show, man. It's been
Well,
a privilege.
thank you for having
We'll
me
do it
again.
again.
Appreciate
I'd
being
like
on
to
this
bring you
show.
on. When is the voting end on that? And where can people go vote? Because I don't even know where to go.
Actually,
to vote.
you can go online and to register to vote wherever you live in the state of California. Just go to how do you register to vote? Google it. It'll all
They
pop
give you
up,
self-explanatory
and
there.
it'll take you to the state's website, and you can register to vote right there online for the area that you live in.
So it's very simple. You just go on.
Just tell them to come to
What you
Internet
doing
City
anyway?
Live, and we'll show them where to go.
Yeah, there you go.
How about that?
Coming in City Live, man.
Right.
And then when that ends, because I like to do a segment on how the ending result was for you and whatnot, and you know, is it good or bad, and see where we're going from there.
Yeah. After November, we'll see if I'm still an elected official or not.
Oh, so you got all the way till November then for the voting
Yes.
process
Yes,
of it all?
yes. I'm
Oh,
holding
so
my
we
seat
got,
until
so you got plenty of time to vote.
actually until December. If I don't make it, I'll have it at least until December.
Okay, and I have a question for you.
I
know
thought it
the
was
answer to
January.
No, it changed.
Oh, it changed. Huh?
But I know the answer to it and stuff. But just for anybody else and stuff who needs to know, if you don't have a mode of transportation and you want to vote, how can you get out there and vote?
You can
Uber.
elect to
Uber.
elect to vote by mail, and a ballot will be sent out to you about a month before the elections, and you'll be given about 2-3 weeks to send back that ballot by mail. And so, because some people are too busy or they work during the day and they can't just make it during the 11 hours that you can go vote, or I think it's 12 hours that you can go vote. They can't make it for what reason or whatever. Maybe you're overseas, maybe you're on vacation. So a lot of people actually in San Bernardino, they choose to vote by mail, and so the ballots are sent out by mail. So if you think you're too busy to make it to the polls, go online and register to vote by ballot, and a ballot will definitely be sent to you.
Vote. If you want to make a difference, vote.
Vote or die. What is that?
Vote or die. It's not skate or die. It's vote or die.
Vote or die. What was that? You seen that South Park episode and stuff where it was like, I don't even remember who it was and stuff, but they were like, vote or die.
What's
You know,
that little fucker's name, man?
I don't remember.
Kenny? It's not
No,
Kenny.
No, it wasn't that. It was like some like rapper or something like that. He was like running around like a Cadillac going, vote or die. Like,
You know, I actually asked somebody, what would it take, and she's a millennial, what would it take for millennials to come and vote? And she said, if telling them what they need to know, bring them to the table, listen to them instead of blowing them off. People think because they're young, they don't realize, but we are aware of problems facing our community. But older people, older people think they know better. In swing states, the campaigns that are doing better are the campaigns where millennials are involved. So, and my phone just died. So, let that be an indicator to all you millennials out there. Where change is actually happening, it's where millennials are involved. So you guys do have that power to really, really change the way things are working in politics. If you you get together, you unite. First, outreach to somebody that's involved. Look for those democratic, parties, the organizations that get together and talk about politics. And if you do have the courage enough and you want to get out there and get involved and take an elected position, feel free to call me. Contact your local electeds. Get out there and find out what you need to do, because I'll tell you, it just takes a little bit of effort and a big heart, and you can do it. I mean, Alejandro already proved that to the nation. 28 years old, kicking out a
Took on
congressman.
OG and shit.
So how
in
can you
DC.
How can you find your local electives?
Google them.
Google 'em, that's it?
That's I think. As far as where you live at, just Google, my congressman or my state senator. You can even call to City Hall. You can call. There's a lot of people you can just get on the phone but information's out there on social media and on the internet.
You need like a place.
A place to
Just
go to.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Just to sit there instead of having to like Google as a widespread.
I mean, that's what I do. I Google everything, so it's
Yeah.
like, as
Yeah,
far as
but
the one local place,
That's one of those things. If it's not on the first page, it doesn't exist.
right? Well, local electeds in my area is always a good title to put in there.
Okay, that works.
We got to give him a hand. So where for you guys, where can they find you at, or talk to you, or just want to write to you and talk to a millennial?
Yeah, you can find me on Instagram on Nikki_KK_Hurley. Dylan.
Master Dylan.
He's chilling.
I got another.
He's chilling off harder than me, man.
Pastor Dylan is a chillin'.
That was some good stuff.
Dylan's on another planet.
He's off the grid right now. That's Dylan. We'll do this again down the road with the millennials and stuff, whatnot. And you know, you can find me. You can actually find us on Facebook, Internet City Live. No, back that shit up. What? Internet City. Daddy likes the rainbow. And then you can find me on Joe Kush on Facebook, my personal not a fan page, just my personal one-on-one. I like to blog. I'm no different than I am on the set right here. I'm just, you know, shit comes into my head, I start speaking my mind about it. You find me also on Instagram at Joe Kush Inc. INC, and you know, catch all my video clips of the show and what we're doing. Even the intermission parts that you don't see when the cameras are rolling or when the music's playing, I like to film in between stuff and check it out, man. That way you can get up and close and personal with me and the people that are on my show.
So talk about what we got coming up.
We got coming up next week. Hopefully, if I'm not mistaken, I got another veteran show. It's going to be a different vets though. I'm going to have a woman and a male guy here. So I'm doing the research on it still. So it's still in the works, but that's the game plan. As far as following down the road, I want to bring something more. I think I got some erotic adult entertainment coming in. Yeah,
Okay.
working on that because Joe Kush loves the adult entertainment. He's a big, proud supporter of it. My right hand agrees with me. He's been there and done that. He's solid just like me. Right? That fucking grip, man, of handshakes I've shook the world off with. Anyways.
Let the people know about your commercial.
Oh, yeah, we got the commercial going up. It's still, I put a little skit of it, a minute. It's a 2-minute commercial. It's being re-edited. It's being color resolution. I think the people that are working on it actually, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know, one of them out of the 3, his last thing he did was Star Wars. So this is all like motion picture commercial stuff being handled by the guys that work in the motion picture industry. They're doing this for me. Cool as fuck, man. When it's all said and done, we'll have it posted up here, and you'll be the first to see it, and hopefully I'll be able to throw it on the social media and whatnot.
So we're gonna come back to do millennials with the voting, right? Is that
Yeah, we'll do that again. We do the millennials once a month. That's how I got it lined up. So in a month's time, we'll go from there. The voting's still going to be going on. So what are we in August? We'll be in September. Yeah.
So we're gonna be
Yeah,
seeing
we'll be
Benito
full
more,
swing.
right?
That way we can see how far now it's going down the road with Benito and
And give you
whatnot.
a progress report.
We'll see the progress. And then I'll give you time to comment on the website what you would like to hear or what type of questions you want to hear brought to this man. And then we'll put them to the table. And then we'll have the phone lines open too as well back then. So that way you can come in. If you have some new questions you want to ask, you'll be able to tune in and call in at the
Come
same
and
time.
talk to us.
Yeah,
Do
come
it.
and talk to us.
Yeah, let us know if you want to see
I
the
hate this fucking
challenges.
phone, but I'll fucking work it, man. I'll do it that night. Joe Kush tries to multitask, man. The only thing he multitasks is this, man.
Yeah, we'll help you. We'll help you, Joe.
Yeah, I got the millennials to get my back, man. I'm good, man. For all you guys that are fucking scared to be dared to come on my show, check it out, man. Don't be scared. Dare to come on my show. I challenge you. See you. Good night, everybody. And like I always say, if you ain't living, you're dying. So live free, live comfortably, no matter what, just live. Every day above ground is a good day. You have a good night. This is the Joe Kush Rock Show, man. Good night to all my guests. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Bye-bye.